Got a good thing coming, and it's all I need. Everything I wanted is in front of me. Stuck it up in the dark, sun is shining over me. I got a good thing coming, just wait and see. It's a good.
What's up, beautiful people? I'm Erin, and this is Erin on Demand, and welcome back to the Millionaire in a Year series, where I'm on a mission to become a millionaire in 1 year, and I am sharing the entire thing with you. Now, today I want to plan out my income streams and actually break down some numbers and some key performance indicators that I want to hit in order to make this goal come to life this year. Now, it is already March as I'm recording this, which means we have already been through January and February. 2 months have passed and we got some work to do. So let's get right into the planning. Also, do y'all like my whiteboard? I am into it, okay? The first pillar is content. That is a big revenue stream for me, and I want to make more money off of my content. So the first platform is YouTube. This is where I make most of my money, but I really want to expand this revenue stream. So let's get into it. So YouTube, I want to break down the KPI, which would be the key performance indicator. This is basically what am I going to do to ensure that my performance is high enough to yield the results that I want. So KPIs are really good when you're setting goals. It's like, okay, that's great. You want to hit $10,000 months with your YouTube AdSense, but like, what are you actually going to do? What is the key performance indicator that you are implementing in order to make that happen? So the KPI for YouTube hitting 10K per month would be 2 to 3 YouTube videos per week, okay? And then the goal is 10K per month. So that puts me at around 120K just from YouTube. There is that. Next piece of content that I want to grow in revenue is my Substack newsletter. Now, I love Substack because you can create a membership aspect to your newsletter where you have paid newsletters. And within that, you can build out a podcast. So I am so excited to be soon launching a podcast, or I kind of want to call it like a mini talk show within my paid Substack newsletter. Now, my goal is to have 1,000 paid subscribers. Right now, my subscription fee is $5. But I'm going to be raising that to between $10 and $15 as we build out the paid subscription aspect to it. And by the end of the year, the goal is to have 1,000 paid subscribers. So if I have 1,000 paid subscribers at $15 per subscriber for the entire year, that is $180,000 that the newsletter would make. So the KPI would be 2 newsletters per week, 1 free and then 1 paid, whether that's the paid podcast, another paid newsletter, whatever that looks like. So content together would be about $300,000. So the content goal is to do 300K. So we're at about 1/3 of a million just from YouTube and from Substack. Again, these are gonna be quite a bit of work, but I think that it's doable. It really is doable. If I focus and like really buckle down, follow the KPIs, really analyze my data and figuring out like which posts performed really well and trying to constantly implement that to continue to grow. Now let's get into sponsorships, because this is one of my biggest revenue streams. Right now we're bringing in about 300,000 from sponsorships in a year. My goal is to bring in at least 400,000. Now, with that, I do need to create more content, which is why 2 videos per week, at least 3 to 4 Instagram posts per week, and 2 newsletters per week at least will really put me in a sweet spot to get bigger brand deals. Because with that, it's not that I want to take more deals, because listen, sponsorships are a lot of work, but I want to be able to package more into one deal, which is why I do believe it's very important to have a great newsletter, to have great presence on multiple platforms, because when a sponsor pitches a deal and we can say, okay, we are in for a $20,000 YouTube dedicated video. These are just like numbers, by the way. A $20,000 YouTube video, if that's their budget that they come to us with, then we could say, oh, we can throw in a reel, a set of Instagram stories, and a newsletter and bump that up to 40K. And so with having a strong presence in 3 different platforms, I think it will really set me up strong for my sponsorships to not just, I don't want to take more per se, but I want them to be bigger in a sense that we can really wring it till it's dry and give these sponsors opportunities to touch my audiences in different touch points. So the goal for sponsorships is 400K this year. So that puts us already at $700,000, and that is the sponsorships. I mean, I don't really have much to say. Now, the thing about sponsorships is you really can't control when they come in, when they pay out. Like, it's a little bit of a gamble. And if you have long-term deals, that's even better. I have a long-term Nikon deal that eats up a good amount of this, which is nice. I mean, the goal is to work with partners that you really believe in, that you can really build a strong relationship with, and have long-term deals so that you can really, give them the best visibility with your community. So the goal is creating more content and really being consistent in multiple areas. And even with adding the podcast in there, that also brings in another opportunity for sponsorships. So it's not about taking more, it's about getting more out of them, because I can pitch them to sponsor multiple platforms instead of just a one-off like YouTube video, for example. We got packages, honey. Okay, let's move on to products. I love products. Now, my product is the Top 3 notebook, and we are actually launching an entirely new product this year. It is so good. It's about to go to production. So as soon as we get the sample order, you best believe I will be letting you in on what it is. But so far, our products have made 6 figures. We have sold thousands of Top 3 notebooks, which you guys all love so much. And we are looking to sell thousands and thousands more. So the plan is, honestly, with products, it's not as fast of a growth as like something like sponsorships or even content, because you've got to pay for production, you've got to get the products shipped, you've got to fulfill the products. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it, even though it is the most scalable stream that I have. So I want to make sure that with building out this Millionaire plan, it's not just about money being made right now. It's about things that have longevity, businesses that I can build legacy around, businesses that are scalable. So Top 3 is actually under the brand name Simplement & Co. And we want to launch more products within Simplement & Co. So the KPI for this is a new product launch and selling 500 units per month. So with the products, I do think we will incur expenses, because obviously we have the expenses of the notebooks, but incur expenses like having someone manage the social media, having someone kind of with managing strategic operations, because when stock gets low, we need someone to basically help manage the supply chain. So there are factors that go into products that we can flush out in another video, but for right now, the KPI is selling around 500 units per month to put us around 150K for the year. Now, because I sell productivity products, December, January, and February are always our hot months. And then obviously when school starts, like around September, we also see another uptick. But I'm also, depending on the state of TikTok, one of our big goals is to get on TikTok Shop, and then to also get into Amazon, like have an Amazon store. So we're selling direct to consumer on simplementco.com, but we're also selling on Amazon and on TikTok Shop. So we want to really add diversity on where we're selling to gain some more visibility and hit this number or many more. So right now we're at about 850K. Okay, the next part of my plan is investments. This is something that it's new to me. This is definitely something that I'm gonna be sharing more about as we figure out the investment part. But one of our big goals is to buy 2 real estate properties this year. We also have some investment accounts. We've got a SEP IRA, we've got whole life insurance policies, we've got just different little accounts that we wanted to start in order to like start building some of our investment portfolio. But we are looking into real estate, and then we are also looking into some other businesses, potentially buying smaller businesses like a laundromat, you know, some of those boring businesses that we can really just use as a cash cow. So one of those like recession-proof businesses, if you will. So our goal with investments is around $40,000 to $50,000 in the year. And obviously investments are a little less linear because, you know, over time they accrue and build and all of the things. So it's a little less direct with investments, but you know, obviously we will keep putting back into the investments whatever money we make off of the investments. So that's the goal with that. And then some miscellaneous stuff that I really want to do this year. I want to host a couple more live webinars, and I also want to have some live events. I would group this more so under marketing, which I think could bring in a good $50,000 to $70,000. My webinars usually bring in $30,000 to $40,000 every time I do them because they are just so freaking good. But I don't want to have webinars all the time. So webinars, live events, I don't even plan to make a lot of money off of live events, but I do want to start having them just from the relationship building perspective. So that is another part of the plan. And my membership. Now this one is kind of a reverse goal. My goal is to actually dissolve my membership. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I know it's been over 5 years that I've had my membership, formerly known as the eBrand Club, now known as Creator College. I just kind of feel like as I am called to like do more and grow, it doesn't feel like that is adding to my growth. I feel like it has been a huge part of my journey as an entrepreneur to have my membership, and it has taught me so much about doing business, but I feel like it's time to let it go soon. I think, you know, by the end of this year, that is something that I want to let go of so I can focus my energy on these other revenue streams. Now, I really don't have all the answers on what dissolving it looks like. I've also considered starting another type of program just geared toward a different demographic of people, which I haven't even like really fleshed out yet. I just still wanted to include this because so much of doing business and growing as an entrepreneur is letting go of things. And in one of my videos previously, I talked about how you do feel the need to kind of hoard everything. It's like, if I let this go, like I'm gonna lose this money. If I let that go, I'm gonna lose that money. And not thinking of it like that. It's like, if it's not serving you anymore, then 9 times out of 10 is probably not fully serving the community that you're, you know, marketing it toward, because you're not all the way in it. And then also you're just ready to grow in other ways. I think that being in this phase of life has taught me how much more I want. And, you know, sometimes wanting more and growing requires us to let go of things that just aren't aligned with where we want to go. So membership, the actual KPI is to dissolve it. But with dissolving it, it's like, well, where is that income going to now go? Like, how are we going to make up for dissolving this revenue stream, which has been one of our big revenue streams? I mean, we made probably close to $1 million over the last 5 years, maybe even a little more, from the membership club. So it's weird. It is weird, but we're gonna figure it out. That's something that, you know, over time, I'm going to figure out. I won't go through all of that right now, but I just kind of wanted to share where I'm at with that, because I do want this series to feel like you're in it with me, because you are. Like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know, like, exactly how all of these revenue streams are gonna pan out. All I can do is really focus on my input and hope for the best. Now, they say that your network is your net worth. So one of my big goals for this year is to really build more relationships, to have other women bosses, guests on my podcast. I'm gonna be traveling to different states, interviewing some incredible women. And so if there are women that you want featured on my podcast, then please let me know. Also, feel free to go subscribe to my Substack because those podcast episodes are going to be launching pretty soon, and we're going to be going up on the price of my newsletter once we start loading up those episodes. Yeah, so far, this is my $1 million plan. I'm actually going to draw it out so we can all see it in one spot. All right, so this is kind of what it's looking like in terms of circle size to how much income we're expecting to receive from each of these different streams. I'm really trying to kind of simplify. I know it seems like quite a bit, but in my mind, it all makes sense. And I encourage you to do this for yourself. Like really plan out like the income stream, the key performance indicator, and then the goal revenue that you're expecting to make from that, and then kind of reverse engineer what that looks like in your day-to-day life. So in my next video, I'm gonna share with you with all of these revenue streams, how I plan to actually map out my time so that we can make all of this happen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if it was helpful in the comments, and let me know if you like my whiteboard. I think it's a vibe. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.